handout, so. Yeah, sure.
The new model is the Magis. No. New model is the Magis set. No. This is.
It's a new model, and it's called the Magis model of care.
Oh.
Magis is a Latin word that means to do more.
Oh. Okay. Magis 是拉丁文吗
？more 嘛，最多，多问你说要 more right do more.
And it's really patient-centered care, patient and family-centered care. If you really want to focus on what the patient and family needs are.
最主要是病人家里的人的需要。
We changed our whole interviewing process for bringing new staff in and selecting staff to work on these units. And these were some of the characteristics that we wanted them to have. Flexibility and adaptability.
要单次，容易接受新的东西。
Open-minded.
容易接受新的东西啊。
Creative and innovative.
也有创作力。
We wanted them to be optimistic with lots of suggestions for us.
给他很多意见，乐观的。
And to appreciate controlled chaos, because we're a very busy place.
也太忙乱，他就不担心太忙乱 ，chaos 是吗？太忙。
We really see the patients and families as our partners in decision making about the health care.
他们是跟病人啊、家人啊一起去决定怎么样去照顾。
We're making sure that we offer them a lot of choices.
给他很多选择。
And one of the things that we had identified that was a flaw in our system is that our nurses and nursing assistants did not work real well together. And so we wanted them to work as a team.
看有一样不好呢，在这边就是 nursing A 跟 nurse 好像不太合作，但是他们想改进。
And one of the other things in talking with some of our patients is that when they're in the hospital, it's very hard to absorb information that's given to you. So we want to increase the amount of communication because it's easier for people to remember it if you talk to them more than once.
他有时候跟病人讲过一次，他不记得了，应该讲2次，病人才记得。
So our philosophy is frequent and accurate communications with all members of the healthcare team.
所以时常跟他们讲，就讲得对的 accurate， 讲得对的，请对人因为我知道 multidisciplinary team， 所有的人都时常跟他们讲他们的病情啊，教育他们，不只讲一次。
For the orientation, these are the things we talk about the Magis model of care, and I've got some more detail for you in a little bit. We really worked on developing the team and getting people to feel comfortable working together as a team.
大家一块工作。
And also really developing their communication skills.
互相都联络，讲话有讲得合宜。
For example, we actually do a session on interviewing with them. They get that in nursing school, but we're asking them to use those skills at a higher level and to take more things into consideration.
Interview 就是建立interviewing 病人patient interview.
Patient and family.
OK. 当护士跟病人讲话，问他们问题了，他们都有一套的，有教他们怎么样讲，怎么样问。
But it also includes communication with each other. And we actually do some education that helps them deal with conflicts between each other.
他互相的讲话，他们都会教他们，尤其是意见不同的时候，意见不同的时候，更要教他们怎么交通。
And that's something that we think has been pretty successful.
对，交通。communicate 就是互
One
相
of
讲话
our
嘛，可能
primary
是我用的字词。
interest is for having the patient having a sense that they've been heard. And a lot of this comes out of Pam Clemente, who is our Director of Nursing Education. her nursing research for her doctorate, her nursing doctorate, in listening. And patients in her research felt that they weren't always listened to. And so part of our model requires that the nurse go in and sit down with the patient each day and ask them what they want to get accomplished that day.
他们就是要护士跟病人坐在一块儿，慢慢听他讲，他们学习去听，问病人想想今天要护士做什么呢？
And we think that that's making a huge difference because we think it's really important to connect with the patient so they will feel more comfortable telling us what they're feeling and what's going on with them. And that gets back to some of Mary's research. You want to talk a little bit?
We were talking a little bit before, just to be present with the patient and to listen to what they had to, and what their takeaway message was, and because we wanted to make sure we all had the same meaning about what was going on.
所以他们要知道病人知道多少，同样的了解，有时候病人不一定他们所知道的认为是这样子，病人不一定跟他们认为一样的，所以他们就跟他有交通有来往，听他们讲话。
And we're really looking at this because one of the things that's very important in the United States is, are the patients satisfied with the care they get?
很重要，在美国，病人满意他所得到的照顾吗？
Because they can choose to go to other hospitals.
他可以去其他医院的。
And so for us to be successful, we want them to choose us all the time.
我们希望他能再回来看我们，选择我们这个医院，这是很重要。
We're actually, these are just some things that we're asking the staff about how they can help us. We did a design of the structure of the new model, but we know that it's going to evolve over time, and we're asking for their input with it.
我们是有做了一个 model 了，但是都要其他员工给我们他们的意见。
And it's important for them to really be engaged with the model because that will affect the implementation of it.
很重要，他们合作，他们参与，因为在开始的时候比较容易了。
And their ideas will help us shape the model. And that's an acronym for Magis Model of Care. I don't know how you can explain that.
Well, we talked about Magis before.
Yeah, we
right,
did.
but just that
we
call it MMOC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
MMOC is
the Magis Model of Care.
Oh, Magis Model, okay. OK. 所以他们怎样做呢？就是 Magis Model， 就是想推动 Magis do more 那个照顾。
We use acronyms a lot.
Yeah, good. MMOC 就是刚才一个 Magis。
We've also found that as the team works together, they can make small changes and share successes so that the whole team can then implement it. And that's a project that we've been involved with that Mary's leading. We're in a multi-center study looking at transforming care at the bedside. It's a research study, and it includes 63 hospitals across the United States.
他有一个研究，63个医院同一块去研究 ，and then I lost the first part, and then the research 63 hospitals.
In transforming care at the bedside.
Transforming care.
Changing care at the bedside.
哦，就是改变照顾，inpatient， 就是医院长的有63个医院一同去做。
And its philosophy is small. What is it? Small changes. Small rapid changes. It's great.
There's a what is it that we use? But you can change it with one patient, one nurse, one day.
And if it works, then expand on it. Right.
慢慢的去做。
Small tests.
一个病人。
That's what we call it. Small tests of change.
Small check.
Tests.
test or small
Yeah,
test
so
of
we-
change.
We get an idea, we test it in a small way. If it works, we expand it.
有一个
Rather than coming up with a whole big plan that took us 5 months to create or 10 years to create or whatever.
就是慢慢的改进了。有一个新的意见的话，就先试试看，一个病人一个护士去做，一个尝试去做，就是好的就做大了。因为美国不同，就是他们有什么新的意见，就又花很多钱研究，他们不想这样子了。就是 small test change， 一点点去改。
And really, this Magis model of care is building relationships with everybody. It's the patient and family, helping the patient and family with all the disciplines. The RNs working closer with each other and being resources to each other. And this new model is designed, and you'll see up on the units that the way the unit is designed, it keeps the nurses closer to the bedside of the patients.
而且他的切记就是护士，就在病人旁边，贴近病人，就主要是互相的合作了。护士之间也有交往，也有商量，然后最重要也是病人啊、家人啊一块儿去，让他们病好。
And it's also a team delivery of care. How we make assignments is that 2 nurses will have 8 patients.
2个护士8个病人。
But each nurse will be primarily responsible for 4 patients, but must know and help the other nurse with the 4 patients and vice versa.
一个护士主要是有4个病人，但是另外一个护士那4个病人有需要帮忙的话，他也要去帮忙。
And the nursing assistant is now there to support what the nurses need.
Nurse A 呢，帮护士那个呢，就帮他了，就是他有什么需要，就是帮护士。
In our old model, the patient care, the nursing assistants did a lot of physical care, and they're doing much less now with this new model. It's the nurses doing the care.
主要是护士去做 ，nurse assistant is
They do some care, but it's with the nurse, and the nurse is doing much more of the care themselves.
他这个新的 model 呢，主要是护士去做了，帮助护士那个护士没有，他们没有在里面做什么。
You've already talked about the Magis model.
I talked about the Magis.
I'll skip over this.
I didn't talk about quality care though.
One of the things, and I don't know if this is international yet, is in the United States, nursing departments can get a recognition that show excellence in patient care by the American Nurses Credentialing Center.
他们有一个合作，有一个会，护士的会，会给奖，这个护士的也是他们做得好。台湾有没有？有没有这样子？They have in Taiwan too.
The Magis, are you familiar with the Magis certification?
就给你奖状的，有。
他们给亲切小天使在patient，那什么天使什么的，我们有亲切小天使啊，
对，
那个月，然后又统计是看 patients pick when he discharge, he can nurse picture here, pick the step here, and who is the most step is the best nurse.
Okay. This is done by an outside group. It's not done by patients. It's done by an outside group of nurses. And they have a list of 163 standards that you have to meet.
它是外面的也是公司来做的了，有163个条，你的护士都做的全部都做好，才得到那个 cert。
个人的还是？
个人，individual right? Individual nurse.
No, it's the whole nursing organization.
Oh. Okay.
163 things to do.
And it takes probably 4 or 5 years to work up to get the certification. And then you get recertified every 4 years.
I'm sorry, take 4 or 5.
It takes 4 or 5 years to develop
and
the
then,
system for all those 163, and then you have to apply, and they come and test us.
要4、5年去做研究，他们才进来测验。
And that process is called our Magnet Journey.
这个过程都是叫 Magnet Journey.
And as part of our Magnet Journey, our nursing staff developed this graphic element to symbolize our journey, and it's called, it's named Call to Care.
Call to Care.
And the Call to Care theme is purpose, practice, and presence.
目的，练习，现在。
什么意思
？Can you elaborate that for Call to Care?
Purpose is making sure that they're providing excellence in patient care.
主要是做最好啦，照顾病人。
Practice is
the nursing practice.
The nursing practice.
It's clinical practice.
It's our clinical practice, and one of the things that we are doing is using evidence-based practice.
你们知道了，实用。
Okay.
Yeah.
We should get one of these. The purpose also symbolizes our nurses' commitment to care for the patients. Presence symbolizes our nurses who treat each patient as a unique individual.
对每个人就是他们个人的，就要照顾他们，他是一个个体吧，承认他们是人，我不知道怎么讲。
个别的个体，个别的个体的，每个人是
不同的，每个人都不同的，
独特的个体。
And we use this emblem for a lot of our activities associated with the magnet process.
这个就是 magnet， 然后给这个就是 magnet， 这个就是 magnet。
Wait, do you want me to get you Sure.
Some of the things that we're going to be doing, and I talked about this briefly, is asking each patient to sit down, that if we can sit down with them each day for 5 minutes every shift and ask what are their priorities for that next shift.
每天5分钟跟病人讲，你们想要什么呢？可以吗？有时间吗？
We're also asking them, different individuals have different traditions of when they brush their teeth, when they wash, morning or evening, and we're trying to marry that into how we take care of them. So we're asking, when do you want to brush your teeth? When do you want to get bathed?
其中的问题就是什么时候刷牙，什么时候洗澡啊？你们因为每个人都不同的时间的。
And then we're also helping them develop a list of their top 3 questions to ask the physician. Because a lot of times, go ahead.
他们呢也教那些病人去怎么样问医生问题，最重要的3个问题。
Because a lot of times when the physician comes in, the patients don't necessarily say what's on their mind.
有很多时候医生问他们有什么问题，他们都不会问的，对不对？你们的经验。
护士教他们怎么问
护士教
病人怎么下意识问问题。
So the nurse will help them, teach them to get that
be here to help them ask the questions too.
护士在那边帮他问一些问题。
是护士帮他问的，还是他自己问？
Well, actually, they ask themselves when the doctor comes to
And if the patient feels uncomfortable, the nurse can ask it for them.
要是病人可以自己问没问题，但是要是他不想啊，那护士就帮他了。
We're going to be measuring how this change in the model really affects patient care, and we're looking at some patient outcomes.
我们这个看看有什么影响啦，这个新的 model 就看看 patient outcome， 这结果，病人的结果。
We're looking at some administrative outcomes, which are probably more budgetary.
可能钱方面多一点 ，administrative 就是行政方面，行政方面的。
We're going to look at nurse and physician satisfaction.
护士医生满不满意了？
And then we're looking to see if this change in orientation helps nurses function better and more quickly as they enter our organization.
这样的改变呢，看看护士会不会quicker，what quicker，快一点。Could you repeat? I'm sorry.
We're looking at how our changes in the orientation or the integration of those nurses into this new model has some advantages that we can use and spread to other units.
哦，就是这个 model 做得好的话，就可以
扩散到其他的，
伸到其他的，依着去做。
These are some of our outcomes. We want to be in the top 10th percentile for patient satisfaction.
我们有 top 10% 病人满意。
And we actually
50%就是
and we've actually just looked at our patient satisfaction on these 2 new units, and it has vastly improved
他就
with
看
this model.
他说有进步，我不知道他讲什么2个 unit 了。他就看那2个是有很大的进步。
We're looking for high nurse and physician satisfaction.
满意医生跟护士很高，很满意医生护士。
We're looking for 0 patient falls with injury.
病人不会跌倒的，他们的目的没有一个病人会跌倒受伤。
And 0 hospital-acquired pressure ulcers.
没有在医院里面忧虑到有会溃疡。
压力性溃疡。
压力性 ，OK 。
That their pain is well controlled.
控制他的痛。
That we always give them the appropriate instructions about any medication.
教他们怎么吃药。
And that they feel like they got everything they needed for education for discharge.
他走的时候，他们会完全知道，教育到他们知道之后怎么做，才给他们走。刚才问什么
We have a lot of technology that's going to be supporting this model.
很多新的机器来帮助这个新的 model。
But you probably already have this technology because you folks are probably more high tech than we are.
你们还more high tech 比他们吗？比台湾更 high tech 吗？
Because you
更
already
先进吗？
Your nurses already have telephones.
哦，因为你们也有手机哦。
We don't. We have a new pharmacy robotics that
机器人
dispenses the medication.
药的机器人啊，药的机器人，就是这个。
And we have a new electronic way of dispensing medications to the nursing units.
那个就是电来输送那个药，那个什么名字
And then our whole electronic documentation.
电脑那些都是电脑的记录了。
We've gotten new technology and equipment. A huge problem in the United States is obesity.
在美国，很多人太肥了。
And so we can see patients as heavy as 400 to 600 pounds.
有些病人是400到600磅的。
And so we need special beds and special equipment to be able to take care of them.
需要特别的床来照顾他们。
And so we have special devices so the nurses won't hurt themselves in caring for them, and they can lift them and move them.
所以有的新的机器护士帮忙护士来照顾那些病人。
And we've a new nurse call system that can be adapted for patients who are hard of hearing.
有一些护士应该接受一些病人听得不清楚的。
And the hospital now is all wireless, and so people can bring their computers in and use them.
我们随时都哪个地方都可以上网的，在这个医院拿电脑进来
That's
就可以
new
上
for
网。
us. And I'm sure you've seen the big screen TVs. We have flat screen TVs in the patient room too, and trying to. We have a patient education channel We also have a relaxation channel for patients.
每个病房都有 TV 的，然之后他令你舒畅的看电视很多台的，有教育的，有令你看了舒畅的、安静的。
It's been very effective in pain management.
对，止痛很好。
One of the things that we're doing, and this slide talks about it, and you can't see it real well, is we are, in the United States, hospitals are moving to evidence-based nursing practice. And so as we write policies, as we look at practices, we do research about what is the best way to do it.
他们研究怎么是做得最好。
And we've adopted a model to help us with that from the University of Iowa.
University of Iowa， 他用 Iowa 大学那个 model。
另外一州的。
Iowa， 另外一州。
It's the state west of here.
西边，在这边西边。
Everything we're doing with our nursing care, we are trying to improve on, and so we have a number of quality projects going on.
他们有好几个工作要做 ，project 要做，主要是做得更好。
For example, the nurses in the neonatal ICU developed a tool to assess pain in the neonate.
在小儿科紧急那边，发展一个管子，帮这些小孩子止痛。
And it is now used in 48 states in the United States.
现在已经有48个48 states 8个州用了他们的方法。
And 15 countries outside the United States.
15个国家都用。
It's an excellent tool. In the United States, 15 years ago, people didn't think neonates experienced pain.
15年前都不知道孩子他们会痛的。
And so it's been very fast. I know. Yeah, we're looking at this new model as a process as we look at everything here and know that we can change it. We may be a daisy now, but we're becoming a rose, and maybe we were a daisy before, and this will be a rose for us. But we're always looking at how we can change and improve.
时常都想改进，有进步。
For a nursing team, we talked a little bit about the assignments. A couple of the things that we do with how they provide care is at the change of shift, it's the RNs give to report to each other at the bedside with the patient.
当你改班的时候，那个护士跟下一班讲。
And we've gotten a lot of positive feedback from our patients about that.
病人觉得很好。
We talked about that the nurse sits down and gets the patient's priority for 5 minutes a day. It's another part of the model.
跟病人每天讲5分钟是非常好的结果。
But we also don't wait for the patient to call us. We tell the patient and we promise the patient that we will be in the room every hour to see if there's anything they need.
他不会等到病人来找他，他先告诉病人每1个小时我们都会进来1趟的。
And then the nursing assistants used to do the blood draws, and we're moving that to the registered nurses.
以前的 PCP 做的抽血，他现在要护士来做了。
Because we think that the more time that the nurse sees the patient, there are going to be subtle changes in their condition that she'll pick up on that she may not have picked up on before.
护士多看病人比较好，因为病人有什么改变，护士知道。
And we know we have nurses with different levels of experience, and so each day the nurses will get together and we call it a huddle.
知道护士的经验都有不同，但是每天都会聚在一起。
And they will talk about maybe some difficult challenges they're having with the patient and learn from each other.
他们会商量，会互相谈一下有什么困难，那个病人有什么困难，大家帮忙。
And our efforts are not stopping here. And these, some of the things that we're doing is we're doing some other pilot programs with patient satisfaction on 2 other units.
patient 满意的方面，它还有其他2个地方去做。
I already talked a little bit about our participation in the research project Transforming Care. But one of the other big things that we have just done, and these units now wear it, but will go to the rest of the hospital by December, is a standard uniform.
迟一下 December 12月的时候就会变成每一个全个医院都是这样做的了。
The blue.
I don't think I have a picture of it. Did
It's in
you?
there. Yeah. Your picture of the seat.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I missed it. The blue uniform is the new uniform.
In front of the patient.
蓝色的新的护士，
It will be across inpatient and outpatient.
全部护士都穿这个。
So if a patient sees blue, they know that's a registered nurse.
当病人看到穿蓝色衣服那些制服的话，就知道他是一个 so the white clothes.
They can wear the white coat over the blue.
Also nurse.
Our physicians don't wear white coats. Some of them do, but not all of them. Some wear gray. Some wear different blue, and it depends on surgery. For example, wears gray. Radiology wears gray. Medicine wears white.
所以他医生呢有不同的外袍，有灰色的，有白色，有什么蓝色。
第一场跟第二场都在讲这个。
我也看不到。You got it. No. What's the word?
What's mean?
PCT is our nursing system. Yes.
Assignment.
These are just registered nurses here. The nursing assistants are in a different color.
那个 PCT 是不同的，那个是注册护士，是真的护士才是蓝色的嘛。PCT 就是 Nursing A 嘛。OK， 他算不懂。Nurse A 帮助护士 Nurse A。PCT 就是
Nurse as a team.
Patient Care What does PCT stand for?
Increase the RN
presence at the bedside. We want them to be closer to the patient at the bedside. With the way some of the older units that you'll see are designed, they have to go to the nurse's station to get their medications, to do their documentation, to do some other things. We're trying to move as much of that closer to the bedside. It's actually in a central corridor that you can access from either side, but it's more closely located so the nurse can be by her patients.
Almost everything is in the bedside. The nurse report at the bedside and the patient can hear.
Yep. I can tell you, I was a patient in June, and I loved it.
他说病人交班就是让病人。
以前我们也是，可是现在不是就是要改，在外面之外。
说叫我们在外面。
对啊。
叫我们再进去。
对啊，是啊。
你讲你们的还是现在？
我们讲台湾现在的情形。
哦，对outside.
Report outside the wall, and after that we look to see patients. We don't report at the bedside.
This is a change for us.
It's new.
It is really changed.
It's very new, and the nurses still struggle with it. And because I was the manager for about 3 weeks on 5 Tower, and the people who did not go through this orientation were not going in the room to give report, and I'd have to say, you have to go in the room and give report, and they said, well, we can't say this stuff in front of the patient. And I said, well, maybe you should say it differently then, so that what you are saying you can't say in front of the patient.
Sometimes is the bad news.
他们也是新的吧？这个也是
Well, most of the time they
其实
probably
其
know.
他说很
And
多
if
医
there's
院
something they
都
really
跟你们
can't,
一
they'll
样
go outside
他们
and talk outside as they go from room
在
to
在
room.
病人
So
旁
they
边
might
交班。
say the technical stuff here, but then come into the room and say the stuff that the patient can understand. They're smart about it.
哦，这样子，都在里面的。
哦，
多重要。Well, she is saying that years ago they actually exchange, I mean, shift in next to the bedside of the nurse.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they did it years before. Now they do it outside.
Me too. Yeah, we shared it at Rush.
But, huh? Oh, really? Rush did this before?
Long time ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we switch back. I thought this was
For
very new.
me, in my nursing career, it's never been at the bedside. This is the first time.
Right, that's why I thought.
And as a patient, I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could ask questions and I knew what they were looking for in my recovery after surgery. And so, even though I knew it because I'm a nurse, when you had anesthesia and pain medications, your mind's not working right.
所以他曾经是病人，6月这个时候病人他喜欢，他知道，他知道他讲什么，起码他知道他自己怎么样。
Well, sometimes they're, like it could be that they're not responsive, and then you could have a conversation with a family member if they're there too, to talk about what the plan is.
家人也可以进去，要是他那个人不是很神志清醒的话。
People are just, I always want to use the word judicious about the actual words they use, but sometimes patients know they're not doing so well too.
所以病人这样哈，
所以我在想，这个应该跟文化差有关，因为他们在强调病人有知的权利，就是他们自己的病情，他们觉得。
So I think it's cultural different because in United States you want the patient to know what's going on with them, but sometimes in Taiwan or Chinese elderly, the kids probably don't want the elderly to know.
We still have that here in the United States too. There are some elderly patients that just tell me what you're going to do, doctor. I don't need to know why or what the outcome's going to be. Just you know what you're doing, and that's fine. That's much less now, though. It's just probably with the elderly.
It's our generation.
台湾的话，有时候就是病人就是。
We're much more assertive as patients.
They were talking about, you say the patient doesn't want to know, but they were talking about the family doesn't want the patient to know. Does it happen here? Then how are you going to handle?
It can't happen here. We have to deal directly with the patient.
所以我们很多，我们包括很多治疗什么都要经过家属同意。
Then Taiwan, they talk to the family first, and then ask the patient.
It used to be that way here, but it changed probably about 15 years ago.
对啊，这边很大的问题的，我们是我们翻译啊，很多时候家人不想他知道，那我怎么办？
And so those situations are few and far. There's not.
像是洋葱口味的。
In the old days, we would have more, but more now, the patients know. They know they have, and we're not going to go in and tell them that they have cancer. The doctors will tell them they have cancer.
Even though the family don't want to.
Correct. The laws in the United States say that if the patient is competent, mentally competent, they have to be told.
美国的
And we
法
have
律，
to ask them what they want to do.
美国的法律就是，有神志清醒的话，一定要告诉他们。只有病人可以告诉你他想的。
即使家属不愿意病人知道，医生还是要跟病人讲，跟台湾。
We need to go over to the other
Building.
But are you coming here at 1?
I think the CCE requested that they go over there.
Oh, shall we meet you there?
Okay. Oh, actually, you can walk over with us. Oh, come on in, Beta.
We need to go to another building for the next part. So leave your stuff